Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Newton Selectmen's meeting dated January 6th, 2026. The time is 6:02. If we could open up with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And first on the agenda is we're going to open up, we're going to have a public hearing. And Mr. Bavero is going to lead us with this public hearing. It's about one of the warrant articles that we're going to be dealing with.
Good evening, folks. Mike Bavero, road agent. Not really the title I'm here for tonight. It's more for the acquisition of a parcel of land at 8 Merrimack Road. I want to give you a little backstory, make it as short as I can. This is not a new need for the town. This goes back to 2011 or 12, when the town put together a building committee. I think there's some folks in here that may have been on some of those building committees back then. Split up, looked at the needs, the buildings, the deficit of the buildings we had, and at the conclusion of that, I think it was a year or might have been a year and a half, came back, roundtabled it, and at the time the fire station was the biggest need because of the deficiency of the existing building. On that list, immediately after, was town hall and the library. Can't do them all at once because you can't fund it, come up with enough funds. So moving forward, we did the fire station. We were successful with that. The fire station was built on a piece of property that 3 years prior to that, the landowner, very generous guy, lived here his whole life, born and raised here, put a deal together so that we could acquire that parcel of land where the PD is now. So we got a twofer. We got the PD out of that parcel of land, and we got the fire station out of that parcel of land. Well, here we are. We need to start looking at the library and town hall. We've gone through these buildings. It's been decided multiple times that it doesn't make sense to throw, you would be throwing money into these buildings. They're great buildings. They got a lot of history in it. The community's got a lot of service out of these buildings, but we have grown out of these buildings and they don't meet current code and requirements if we were to start to put funds into these buildings. That property up at 8 Merrimack Road, we have 5.5 acres now on the parcel we have. The proposed, and that's why we're here, is to buy another parcel of land, which abuts that, so it would become one parcel, is almost 8 acres. So we'd get 8 acres, add the 5.5 to it, and have future land. And there are people that say the town owns plenty of land. We do. None of it would work for this application. It won't. It's scattered all over the place. It's in places where your lot cost and your construction cost and access to it would be very expensive. This has very little lot cost. I think most people have either been to the fire station or been up in that area. You know what it looks like. So we've got some presentations here we'll go through. We'll keep it short because, again, these illustrations are just to show what the concept of a town hall and library up there could look like, right? But we're only concentrating on the purchase of the property. We have to obviously do that first, or none of this happens. None of this happens. So it'll be a warrant that the Board of Selectmen will put together. The purchase price for that land is $500,000. We had a warrant article last year that almost passed. We wouldn't even be having this meeting tonight. It was a 3/5, and we lost by 4 votes. Technically 5. I think, Mary Jo, we lost by 4, but you need 1 to bump it over the top, so we lost by 5. Pretty good, but not a lot of salesmanship involved in it, right? We talked about it at some of the meetings, but it wasn't, I don't think it was explained well enough to folks that the need and what we're looking to do. You know, some people get sidetracked and go, well, what are they gonna do with it? Well, this is what we're gonna do with it, right? I have to segue into something right now, because I heard some people say walking in here, wow, what a good crowd. It's not a good crowd. I'm gonna scan it real quick. I think everybody sitting in this room is either a town employee of some department. No? All right, so how many, let me speed up this. How many people are just residents and don't work or affiliated with the town?
Well, I'm a friend of the Granite Library. You're affiliated.
Well, that's affiliated.
No, because you're affiliated with the library, so there's a, all right, I'm just trying to be honest with it. There's 5 people in this room out of the community that have come here to try to educate themselves on what this is about. And this happens all the time. Go ahead.
The information for the 2026 board meeting indicates that this is a regular public meeting and that the hearing is scheduled for Thursday. I just went in walking in here, I went in and Googled to find what was going on. It is not, I haven't gotten an email. I've signed up 3 times for email messages from the board. I've gotten nothing about this hearing. So I don't know how people think information is being distributed. It might be leaving here, but it is not getting to the end users.
So is this on?
Is it on the Facebook page? The town Facebook page?
So it's on the front page of the website for January 6th for a public hearing. It's at the post office, it's in the newspaper, it's at the town hall,
It's on the Board of Selectmen page.
it's on the Board of Selectmen page. The town of Newton doesn't have like a quote-unquote Facebook page. But, I mean, we've shared it as much as we could, short of sending a mailer out to everybody. And I would assume when you post the calendar, it sends an email out. When you add something to the calendar, does it automatically send an email? I don't know how the website works.
Yeah, it does, yeah, it does.
So, I mean, we did try to get as much. I guess we have like 19 people watching on Zoom right now, so.
All right, so there's another 19.
Yep.
My point is, it's not viewed by enough people.
I-
that
100%.
they educate themselves when they go in March to vote on this. They're not sure what it's about, right? And it's gonna be our job to get it out there. So this is the initial meeting, right? So it'll have to be put out in different, I don't know,
Formats.
social media. I don't know how to do it. That's not my thing. That's not in my wheelhouse.
We'll work on that.
There will be signs.
Me? Not me.
Not me.
Okay. You're not it? Okay. So, $500,000 for the purchase of the property. The landowner is gonna hold, we're not having any interest on this. We're gonna break this up over multiple years. Could be 5, could be 7. That's being worked out right now so that we have that information to give to everybody. So no interest, multiple years, and the town can pay it off like that. You're not gonna get a deal like that, almost anybody. You're not. These are just illustrations You come free, look at them when we're done. You can see how it kind of lays out. It's a joint building, library, town hall, and then the connector to them is a foyer, which would have seating for a hall, which can be used for town hall, can be used for the library, can be used for recreation. That hall would be multiple use for all the stuff that the town, because right now, the library, you guys have stuff at the library, and you just can't facilitate people,
No room. We've got pictures.
right?
We've got pictures,
Yeah.
photographs. We have no room.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know it, but on the top, when you go upstairs to the kids' room, you look in the far left corner, there's that huge crack.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I know the deficiencies in the building.
Yeah, and you can only have so many people.
Yeah, you're restricted just for the load of the books.
And if you're a handicapped kid, forget it, you're not getting up those stairs.
Correct, correct. So I think everybody in here knows the deficiencies. We just have to get it out there that this is a real need for the town and the future of the town. And stay focused on that and get it out there so the people in March will vote for us.
Yeah, that's right.
We're gonna have our work cut out for us.
We're gonna have signs and stuff, more signs.
So, I mean, we're gonna need everybody to help to get this thing pushed forward.
Yeah,
All right?
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to get too long-winded tonight. We'll have more multiple meetings here, but again, I just gotta make sure I drive this. We don't wanna get too tied up in what the actual buildings are. Those are gonna be the buildings, the library and the town hall. There's more future expansion with that property to do other things later.
This is the first step.
This is the first step. This is to acquire the parcel of land. Any questions? Boy, that was easy.
We'll open it up. If anybody has any questions, please step up to the mic.
I would love for some of the ladies from the library to come up and
Yeah.
just say some things about the library and its deficiencies. Since we have somewhat of an audience online and here, I would love for that to
Right,
happen.
so that,
Anybody feels comfortable to go over some of the problems at the library.
Oh, you're very good at it.
Thank you so much, though. I know I kind of put you on the spot, but it really,
I like to shoot my mouth off.
Go.
I just really enjoy living in this town. We have a beautiful town. We have beautiful families that live here. Every time I'm at the library, I see the families coming in with the kids. It's just a great place to gather, and it should be a place for all in Newton to go. If you don't have money, and if you don't have, there are computers. It's a place to go and be safe, and look at any books you want, and this is what it's all about. We have to help each other in our town, neighbor to neighbor. I mean, if everyone in the whole country just did that, we would things would be a lot better. So I'm really interested, and we're going to do, the Friends of the Gale Library are going to do their very best to, we've already bought signs and planted them around Newton. There will be more signs coming, and we're going to do whatever we can to facilitate this purchase, because we know, and we realize the libraries and the town hall is years away. But first, we got to get the land, and we're never going to get land for this price, never.
and those signs that you're talking about, so everybody knows when you're driving around town, where you see a sign that says, "Plan for Newton's Future,"
Yeah.
that's the first set of signs that the ladies from the library have put out.
So along that same, excuse me? Oh, along that same vein, I'd like to put a group of people together that can work on a common theme, with someone from police, fire, selectmen, library, so that way we can go out with a common theme, everybody's saying the same thing.
Yeah, get everybody together. That's a
So
good
I'd like to
idea.
get that together, so that way we can work on publicity and work on advertising and everything.
Yeah. Well,
Why don't you let them know about it not being handicapped accessible?
Well, yeah, that's it. You know, there's stairs that go up to the kids' room. And by the way, we have incredible librarians downstairs and upstairs. The upstairs librarian is for the kids. She knows these kids' names by heart. They walk in and they say, "Hi, Miss Kate," and she knows what books they like. She knows what books they've read, and a new one has just come out you might be interested in. These are kids that aren't sitting around playing on their phones. These are kids that are exposed to a great library curriculum that has all kinds of things. They come in, they kick their shoes off and put them in the corner, and if they want to, there's one little pumpkin that comes in, and she's about 3.5, and she is wild. And she's so cute. But she just comes in and says, "I'm here." And that's okay, you know? Everybody ought to be able to do that. And so and there are stairs that go upstairs. So if you're in a wheelchair, you're not getting up those stairs. If you're an elderly person, a grandma who wants to go up and watch the grandkids at story hour or whatever, it's going to be tough for her to get up there. So, we know, one level is always good, but that's, you know, down the road. Down the road. We need to purchase the land first.
Do you know what the capacity is for the library? Like, how many people can you guys have in there?
Not many.
Yeah.
And less than that downstairs.
Yeah.
20 upstairs and less than 20 downstairs?
Yeah, because there's no space.
There is no space.
Books on the floor sometimes because they don't have the shelf space.
Yeah.
And how,
But there's one table, and I've got a picture of the friends of the library meeting where we're practically sitting on top of each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
and how many parking spaces are there?
Not many.
Well, maybe.
8? I
Eight,
would say 8 if I had to guess.
Yeah.
So 20 people upstairs.
Be careful when you're backing around.
Yeah. Story hour.
People's downstairs, 8 parking spots in a town of 6,000.
Yeah. You go by the library on a Tuesday morning for story hour at 10 o'clock at the library, and
Parked
you
up and down the
can't,
street.
you know, they're parking down on the street. And so you got people getting out of their cars, walking their kids around, you know, to get in there. So anyway, we can do better, and we all just have to pull together and do whatever we can.
I agree.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So while I was sitting there, a couple other items I'd like to bring up. That was the library's deficiencies. The building we're standing in right now has a list of deficiencies, but the one I'm going to bring up is that the town clerk's office supposedly was repaired 5 years ago. And I think it was to a degree.
What?
5 years ago?
Okay.
5 years ago. The floor was out of level, and you know how big the town clerk's office is. I think it's 16 by 14 or 16 by 16. It was out of level 4 inches. So we hired a contractor to come in and shim it so it should have been level. They got close. But it really doesn't matter, because in that duration, it's back out of level 2 inches. Not a good future for this building.
Can I add?
You shouldn't.
I would
Yeah,
love you to come
definitely.
up to the mic and add to that.
I figured it would draw you in.
Do you spend a lot of time in that office?
Can you see how she's walking?
Daily, okay. And it's not just my office.
No, I know.
This entire building is sinking in that direction.
Right.
The entire building. Okay, I have been out of work since, last Wednesday? Went home at noontime. I was homesick yesterday. Going home Wednesday night. Okay, I leave this building every night in pain. Shoulder, head, neck, down here, hips, all the way down. I go home, I have all those days off. I walk in here pain-free every morning. I leave here in pain every night because I stand on the floor like this. And I have to shift. And it's not like I can sit because my window is over there. But it's not just my building. Everybody says that my room, it's not just mine. They-
More pronounced in your area.
It is, the entire building is going that way. Can it be lifted? I don't know. You lift this building, it's gonna crack and fall and crumble. We're gonna lose the building. But yeah, it is, and So, yeah, we need a new building. But I do want to add that, I don't want people to lose focus on this. Yes, we need buildings, but we need the land, and we're going to focus on the land for our future of our buildings. But let's focus on the land that we need to buy, $500,000, interest-free, made out payments, what, $50,000, $100,000 a year, it does not matter. We lost it by 5 votes last year, because people, I don't know whether they didn't understand, they didn't come and vote. You gotta come do this. We have no land to build on. We are not staying in this building. I don't care what you say, we can't stay in this building. I don't know where you're gonna move us to. We have no space, it's falling apart. Oh, here's another one. I need an electrician in my office. Several times a day, just my office, the power goes out. Okay? It goes out. And I sit there and go, where's my power? Okay? It all comes back on. I'm in the middle of transactions. We have to reduce. So it's not just that. It's little things. This is old building. It's creepy. It's, it's nice, but it's falling apart. But let's focus on the land. We need the land. I ask you again, we need the land. That's all.
So Mike, real quick, so you've talked about the interest-free loan or mortgage or whatever it is, and the time frame. Why don't you talk, I think it's probably important that you talk about like what a prime piece of real estate it is and how it's easy to develop and it's basically just farming. So, I mean,
Yeah, flat.
There's a lot of cost.
It's a good
A lot of
point.
cost savings there.
Well, yeah, it's a good point. And right now, it's the building, the library, and town hall. But the land is big enough that, and again, this is all gonna be in phases, but you have a vision. We don't, you brought it up a minute ago, of a town that has about 6,000 residents. We have no gathering area. None. Can't gather out here.
Can't gather in here either.
Be nice to have a town green.
And that's where I was going with this. You look at some of the towns, like Kingston has a home run. They got the plains, right? They've got all sorts of land there. Plastow, behind Town Hall, it has the bandstand and stuff, which they use during the summer very functionally, right? This would be the same thing. We've got enough open space here that, you get through the building and the library and the Town Hall, you could have a gathering area. You could put a bandstand up there and then during the summer have events where the community could gather. I mean this when I say it. Right now, our gathering area, I've been road agent 18, 19 years now. You know where we gather? There it is, the transfer station. Thank you. Huh?
Go there often.
Well, everybody goes there, so it's a logical place to go. Oh, well, we'll stand at the transfer station and, but that's a little bit.
Don't be.
So if we had a bigger area and a gathering area where you could do that and gather with the community, Christmas tree lightings, it goes on and on and on and on, right? There's a bigger need for this piece of property other than just these buildings. This is the immediate need, but there's a bigger need for that.
But the development of that particular parcel is
Wait.
very cost effective.
Oh, sure.
It's not, you're not dealing with, like, you could go out and buy something else somewhere that might cost you 3 times as much money to develop, just because of the type of land it is and where it is.
And that's why I brought it up at the beginning. There's folks that throw out, the town owns land.
Yeah, don't be swayed by what you might be hearing out there from the namesayers, that, as Mike said, the town owns land. But the cost to develop that land would be equivalent to what this particular land would cost.
That land is already cleared, which,
Yeah.
right, so no having to cut trees, no having to do stump removal, the excavation.
Site work
if
is limited.
To have to pour a slab, or if we did a basement on any of the buildings, is like no effort.
Yeah,
To be
and
done.
to add on to what Sammy's asking, it makes logistical sense to have your entire town building infrastructure in one location. One location.
Yeah, you have emergency services right there. You have-
Here's the other thing I'm gonna bring up. And it's a huge cost because we went through it. building the fire station. You need a suppressant system that can put this out. It'll be a lot cheaper, but we can tie into that system. Don't give me the no. We can tie into that system. There's already a pump station there and capacity for a sprinkler system. So
That's a plus.
It's a cost saving.
there's a huge cost savings. You know, so that every place you turn here, there's a, you know, real appetite to get this piece of property.
And then the other thing is, like Mike was talking about, the owner is willing to work with us so that we could do just $100,000 a year. So if my math is correct, that is probably only about 6 cents, 5 cents.
It's $50,000 a year.
It's
I'll
50,000.
read what I got
50,
when we
it's
get
100 begin with the
But
50.
with that, it's still, that's
It's
less.
pennies
It's
on the
like, what,
dollar.
about 3 cents?
Pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, right, pennies on the dollar for the investment, no interest, like Mike said, for what it would cost us to be putting money into this. It's just, it makes perfect sense.
Tricia has her hand raised. Online.
Please call on Tricia.
Hi, Trish. Trish is
Can't
at
hear
the,
you. Does Robin have you?
Trish, we can't hear you.
Hold on, Trish, we can't hear
Can
you.
we call her? Put her on the...
Trish, we can't hear you.
huh? No, she's
Nah,
home.
she's home. She's feeling a little ill right now.
Robin, is it you? It's her.
It looks like.
Hey, Mike, can Mike talk? See if Mike's working. Robin, are you allowing people to speak, Robin? Can you allow Mr. Connolly to speak?
Yeah, he does.
And Selectman Conley is home, by the way, because he's sick, that's why he's tuned in via the Zoom.
So the people on Zoom can hear her.
But we can't hear,
Yeah.
so maybe that's a Ted thing. Is Ted here, or is that Jamie?
Ted's here.
Okay. I bet it's got something to do with the computer that Mike's standing at.
Dan, you want me to hit the buttons on this thing?
I've seen you use a computer. No, I do not want you to hit the buttons.
All right, I'll leave it alone.
You don't know. Tricia just tried calling me too, so I don't know. Hold on a second. Hey,
Who we are? You?
So the people online can hear the people online speaking, but it's not coming through to us.
you wanted to say what?
Dan, tell her I'll call her, put her on speaker. I think that could work. Yeah, I think that might work. I think we need to know what the library is doing. Yeah, with the library.
Okay. All right, thank you. Bye. MJ, Tricia would like for you to speak about record retention and how much room you have for that.
None.
Go ahead. Okay. I think Mary Jo was going to talk. What I was commenting on, and Mary Jo can address it, is there's a certain amount of statute that requires us for retention of our files. We have so outgrown our space. In addition to the fact that we have to share offices, so the tax collector is sharing with the building department, the town administrator is sharing with the bookkeeper, the assessor is also sharing, everybody is sharing space. We have so outgrown it, to the point where we're trying to figure out what we can maybe put on flash drives, which we don't have the capabilities to do enough of, or can we actually shred it and destroy it? But Mary Jo can expand on this probably way better than I can.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, what Trish is kind of get across, and we've discussed this many times, is RSA 33A states that certain documents must be retained forever, or for 10 years, or for 6 years. And case in point, our facilities maintenance man had said to me, he was looking to put things, store things in a storage closet that is under the stairs over there, or in the corner. And I said, okay, if you run out of room, you can put it in there's a storage area outside over the pump house, what was going to be a pump house, but isn't anymore. And we used that, and he said, well, that's for recreation. I said, oh, no, that is for everybody. We don't have any space, so the boxes are incredible. If you've seen my office, it's full of boxes. Paula's office is full of boxes. Robin's office has a bunch of boxes. They slowly get moved and jimmied around the building and end up into storage when they need to be. And when we can clear out things, we have a little bit more storage. But we have no storage, and the law says we got to keep these things. Now, I'll give you something else. We have election laws tell me that I have to keep all my election equipment, my voting machines, and everything I have, all those lovely, expensive little gadgets that they gave us, is supposed to be under lock and key in a climate-controlled vault. That is also with my vital records. Well, let's not even talk about that. It's in a closed closet in the back of my office that does lock. I am in violation of the law. Then they can't really do anything because we have no recourse. We can't do anything. That's what we have. That's the best we can do. And if I were to put it anywhere else in this building, my supplies would have to be under lock and key, would have to be in a caged area under lock and key and bolted to the ground so nobody can get to it. That's how strict, that's not the word I was going to, that's strict, how strict the state is that I have to do with my stuff. I don't have room for that. So it's jammed in the closet, and anytime anybody wants to come see what's in the closet in my office, you're welcome to see that. Also, now state of New Hampshire wants to send me all my yearly inventory, license plates, decals, and everything they send me. They want to do it all in one shot. This is what they're talking about. I looked at them and said, are you out of your mind? I have nowhere to put that. Where I do put is in the closet back there, and I can only order 1 month supply at a time. That's all I have room for. So space needs. There's no space in this building anymore. There's no space to put our employees anymore. We share office space, we share desks, we share space. Very unproductive. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. We can't function as a town and run efficiently as a town when we don't have functioning buildings to work out of. This is no longer a functioning building. The library, which I've been going to with my kids when they were little for years and years, is not a functioning library anymore. It's a lovely old building, just like this one, lovely old building. Look around to the other towns and what they operate out of. They have functioning town halls, functioning libraries. They don't struggle for space. They don't struggle on their floor. They don't trip over wires. They don't lose their electricity. They don't lose their phones. My phone goes out every day too. We won't even talk about that. Don't call me. You'll get disconnected. But we have to focus on the land first. Land first. I know everybody wants to talk about buildings. Everyone talking about things. Land first. We need the land. It's an awesome deal, and if the people do not vote for this land, there's something wrong with your thought process. Not meaning to insult anybody, but think about it. $500,000, $600,000, $500,000? $500,000, interest-free, more than 8 acres. Best deal you'll ever get.
Thank you, MJ. You're walking kind of funny.
Hey, one last thing for me, and I'm wrapping up. This will be the last bite of the apple. This will be it. If this doesn't pass this March, we will not have to talk about this piece of property again. You won't. That option will be off the table. So just keep that in mind. It won't be, well, you know, maybe we should wait till next year. Things will be better. You won't have the option. This is it. Just keep that in mind.
So, I'd be remiss if I did not explicitly say what we're doing. So, this is a public hearing. The warrant will be to authorize the selectmen to spend $500,000 for the purpose of acquiring approximately 7.74 acres of the land on Merrimack Road, adjacent to the safety complex, the tax map 12, block 6, lot 10, and to further authorize the execution of an 8-year, I mean, this isn't definite yet, it may change, but I'm trying to give you an idea of what the warrant would look like. Possibly 8 years, 0% interest promissory note to finance the purchase of said property, and to authorize the selectmen to issue and negotiate said promissory note and all other pertinent documents related thereto. Further, to raise and appropriate $100,000 for the initial payment, still not exceeding that $500,000, that would be part of it. So what would happen is the remaining $400,000 would be paid in installments of $50,000 a year for a period of 8 years. That's essentially what the deal is right now. It may change as it gets closer to us finalizing the warrant articles, but right now that's what the deal is. So $500,000, $100,000 up front, $50,000 after that every year, 0 interest for 7.74 acres. And the warrant article is essentially authorizing the selectmen to negotiate those ins and outs. So it's gonna be that, but we have to negotiate that. And that's what the warrant article will read as. We'll finalize it more as we get closer, so it's really nailed down and tight, because a million different people have to sign off on it to say that it's legal or not legal, and I did go through a lot of this last year. Last year also, it was people who would come up to me and say, you know, we have this land or we have that land. If I have to get an easement to get to this piece of property, it's not worth it to the town. I'm not gonna go out and try to get an easement so we can drive over somebody else's land to get to land to build a town hall. It's not something I think that this town would want to do. I don't think it's anything the selectmen want to do.
Not cost effective.
I just don't, this is perfect for what we need in the future. This is for the future of Newton. It's not for right now, it's not for next year, it's the future of Newton. We all know that this building and the library aren't gonna cut it, not in the long term. And the more things progress, the more the need is gonna be greater. So right now is our chance to get this. And don't get me wrong, I say for the future, if we get this land, if this works, and this happens in March, we now can use that land for Old Home Day if we wanted to. This isn't like, oh, we can't touch it till we do something on it. We can utilize this land, you know, for things until we start building things. It's not something that's just gonna sit dormant until we do another warrant article, however many years from now, to build something on it. No, this town, everybody in it can utilize this land as soon as if this warrant article passes, we can utilize that land. So that's, you know, what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's the nuts and bolts of this public hearing, is the amount that we are looking for and how we plan to borrow it and what we plan to do with it. Other than that, I guess if anybody has any questions, come up to the mic, please do.
I was just wondering, when you write up the warrant article, is it going to be in plain language?
So
So
last
that
year,
even
I
I can
tried to write it
understand
up. Last year, I did try to write it in plain language. and then the lawyers got a hold of it,
Nice.
DRA got a hold of it.
and then DRA, the Department of Revenue, got a hold of it,
Basically dictate as to how it.
and they tell me what it has to say.
Because, it'll say, it's like, it looks like you're supposed to say yes, but then you really are supposed to say no. And so it's like, it's
I
still
completely
confusing.
understand, and we have fought
That's-
with these,
yeah.
with this.
All right, so you guys
often.
are aware of it.
There was,
and-
of course, yes, there was many conversations with both the legal team and DRA trying to get it to where I could understand it and hopefully explain it, and other people could understand it who aren't seeing this or aren't seeing anything else.
The people that are going to be voting for it.
Exactly.
We got to keep it simple.
That's why we have to do a good job of
Communicating.
selling it
Will
and
be a
educating
voter's
people.
guide that'll hopefully explain it, and that will get mailed out to everybody in town, and hopefully that'll help. You wanna come up? 1 second.
Yep, one
She
second.
tried to get up twice.
Julia Fitzgerald. I have lived in this town for 25 and a half years now. I don't think anyone thinks this is a bad idea. I think everybody in this town realizes it's a necessity because we do have a gathering spot, and that is Greenie Park, which is out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody can see what's going on out there unless you travel down that road. And I came here thinking this was a regular board meeting tonight. I didn't realize it was public hearing. I think there are 3 things that you have going against you, and in, to me, what seems like typical fashion, the board gets a great idea and just push, 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 but as one of the few people here that is here as a resident, one, communication, and I'll talk to Robin after about what I'm seeing and not seeing, because I know there's the thought that the info is getting out there, but it isn't. 2, the fire station, the brand-new fire station. People that have been here that aren't new in town remember all the headaches. That fire station cost a heck of a lot more than it was ever supposed to cost. So when people look at something like this, there's this big question in our heads of, okay, if we went through all this with the fire station, what's going to happen with this new building?
That'll be handled when we start handling building committee and stuff like that.
But I
That's
am
not
just
for this.
saying,
Yeah.
you are talking about trying to get people on board with this. And I am just presenting the reasons why I can see stumbling blocks for you, because that is still a big one. And the other thing is that I can see people asking questions. There is a piece of town property that we own that we currently rent that used to be the middle school.
No, we don't own that.
That's not ours.
No, it belongs to the school district.
So,
Owned by the schools, not by the town.
but that's another thing that people are going to see as, well, we have this, we're renting that. That would be a great piece. It's in the middle of town. So I'm just encouraging you to remember when you're going forward, it's not just pushing, oh, this is great, this is great. There are other pieces that need to be addressed if you want to get this put through.
Well, hopefully, Julia, when we put this committee together and we decide upon what we're doing, hopefully you can join us and help us push it forward.
Okay, there's a 4th thing. Taxes in this town are ridiculous. We now own another piece of property down in Haverhill that has all kinds of services. We have nothing in this town. So that is just something that, as wonderful an idea as this is, people are struggling.
But how many people live in Haverhill as opposed to how many people that live here?
I've lived here.
Oranges here.
Right.
I think when you move,
The tax rate is so much less, and they have so much more. And I have lived here for 25 years, and there's nothing more. We might have the Easter Bunny in Greenie Park, or,
People moving in, and, that land could be very easily sold to some developer, and they'll build
Yep.
a few more McMansions.
They'll be- yep.
Taxes are gonna go up anyway.
I agree, but these are the things that you're facing when you're trying to get this, when you were trying to get 6,000 people to vote for this, or at least get 3/4 of a majority. And there are still people that are going to have these issues in their head that when you do your voting guide, if you address some of these things.
Well, Julie, if you know who these people are, we would love to talk to them. Seriously, honest to God, seriously.
So-
Because,
Julia brought up a good point about that because of just the new assessments that went out. Some people got hit more than others, so their pocketbook, and that's what they're gonna be looking at when they see this, and that's the point why, like Dan brought it up, the fact that it's gonna be broken down over that long period of time, so that it's really, like we said, pennies.
Jay wants to talk.
So I've been dealing with taxes
Mike Connolly wants to talk.
And then
for
MJ
a long
MJ
time.
wants to
1
talk.
second, Mikey. And this is the easiest way I can explain taxes to people in town. And I think it works the best. And I haven't pushed it a lot, but it is. If your tax bill is $10,000, this town and every service that's in it gets $1,700 bucks.
17%.
That's how much out of your $10,000 tax bill goes to this town, to the police, to the fire, to the town hall,
To support everything.
all the stuff that we do, $1,700 bucks. It's not a lot, but it's, and I understand, I live in town, I pay the taxes, I know. It's very frustrating when you pay that big amount, and I'm on this side, and I'd love to do so many things for this town, and we don't have the money, and I don't like asking for it. I don't want to ask for it. Neither does the board. The board does not want to ask for it.
Unfortunately, it's a fact of life, though.
But it's the easiest way for me to describe when people see our budget for the town. $1,700 out of 10,000 goes to us, to the town, to run the town. That's the library, the cemetery, Greenie Park, the town hall, the fire station, police station.
Transfer station.
Transfer station, salting and sanding your roads, paving the roads, all of that stuff, $1,700. So we really do stretch your money that we get from taxes as far as we possibly can.
You bring up a good point. Let me throw in, because I'm being selfish here. I'm gonna be selfish for a minute.
Okay.
Talk about the highway department.
Go.
I get $300 from every taxable household in town to maintain the entire infrastructure in this town. $300 per every taxable household. On a good winter, you spend that on your driveway plow. And I have to maintain the entire town with the tax income that we get. So the tax money is not being wasted here in town, and it's not why it's as high as it is. We can fill the blanks in, and we know where the tax money goes.
Okay, does Mr. Connolly still like to speak? Yep. Sorry, I was long-winded.
So the mic is broken, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, go.
Okay, so took my wind out of my sail.
Why is this doing
Getting back.
Mike needs to mute himself.
Oh,
I'm muted over here.
Robin muted.
It is.
mine?
Yes.
He has to what?
He has to mute you, he can't hear us.
You can't hear us, so mute us on Zoom.
Yes, Mike needs to mute speakers, everything.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay, is this better?
yeah.
Much.
Okay. So Dan took my thunder to explain the taxes because I heard the comment where our tax rate is high as a whole, but it's the school when you break it down and look at it. The other thing that was mentioned was land and things like that. The land that we have will not effectively do what we need to do to bring this town forward. And I think Mike Privero has done a good job, Dan's done a good job looking at that land, negotiating those costs, and having a no-interest $500,000 piece of property that can expand our future in our buildings and consolidate. That, to me, would meet the needs. Like, we have to figure out the next 100 years, and this is where the planning starts. This is the groundwork that needs to be done, in my opinion. So, I'll leave it there.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Jay wants to speak. She's behind.
Mike, I think,
There's a woman, Alice.
I just want to address one thing because it kind of bothers me and it'll gain legs. So I'm going to take the legs out from underneath it now. The fire station did not overrun the budget from the original quote. When that bid, it was $1.8 million. I actually built it for $210,000 less than what the original budget was. What happened was we had to put a sprinkler system into that building, which was not anticipated by anybody anywhere on the plans, but we still brought it on the budget, even with the sprinkler system and the pump house going out back. So it was not, and I hope nobody ever says that again, that building overran budget, because it did not. We're pretty clear on all that now?
it was before my time.
But you can look at the numbers, you can pull it up and look at the numbers, that's not fabricated. So I don't want that to become a negative spin on, again, we're only buying the land, but down the road, I'm building the buildings. Let's not throw that into the mix and muddy the waters. Last thing, Chief brought it up to me, the sprinkler system alone, that pump station and the reservoir capacity up there is probably half of the price of the purchase of this land, if we had to put it in somewhere else.
Yeah.
MJ?
No, you guys already touched upon the tax.
Okay.
I know I figured that's what you were coming up for.
I was kind of gonna do the tax thing.
Yeah.
Take your assessment, multiply it by $2 and, I just had it, $2 and something. Look on your bill, municipal rate, it's like $2.71, $2.91. Multiply by that, that's what you give to the town. If I could bill you separately, if I could send you a town bill and a school bill, you would be like, oh,
What a bargain.
town, we love you. School, we hate you. We have no money like that. I mean, we do what we can, what we do with the money. Mike is correct. The average household pays him $300 to do everything for the town. The roads, the sanding, the salting. You can't get your driveway plowed for $300 a year.
Are you guys figuring this out?
No, so the people that want to speak, so nobody can speak, unless you call them.
So who wants to speak? Is that John Silva and Sylvia and Alice? What do you want to, how do you want to handle this? I'm just asking.
Just give them my cell phone.
All right, hold on a second.
I'm serious, just give them my cell phone.
All right. You really want me to do this, huh? You sure you don't want me to give him Robin's? Don't you have John's number?
I do have John Silver's number.
Can't you message people on Zoom?
No, that's what we're trying to figure out.
Alice, I'm gonna need you to call.
I'm not changing this number, I've had it for
It's not my problem now. It's in a public meeting, I just said your phone number, so it's gonna live on in infamy. It's not working, huh?
She needs the last.
And just to bring up, like we were talking about, so the board, there was always, over these past, I don't know how many years, people talking about the unassigned fund balance and the fact that there was, millions of dollars in that fund that we use that money to help save
Hold on one
taxes from people when we needed to have the cisterns done,
have
to
to
give
mute
Mike Pravero money to fix the roads. So we've gotten that down to the point now to where We just have the emergency
reserve.
amount that's
Yeah, I'm just waiting.
suggested for reserve. And then that's why we're at where we're at. Plus, not only that, but last year we used some of it to lower the tax rate. So that was a benefit for the taxpayers. So now that's down there and that money's no longer there. And we go through the budget with a fine tooth comb. And like Dan was talking about, we do it so that we're putting forth just enough money to make sure that we can pay the people that need to keep this town legally afloat and operating in all aspects of both federal and state requirements. And then what we managed to do for the recreation department and the library, and that's minimal, because we understand the school impact. And in order to be able to get the budget passed, if we try to go up too high, we know it won't pass. So that's why there's not a lot that goes on in this town, except for when we put forth anything from the rec department. It's that simple.
Okay. All right, Alice, it's your turn.
My name is Alice Dunn, and I'm a resident on Smith Corner Road. I've been here for 10 years now. I understand the difference between the school tax, the county tax, and the town tax. And yes, the town tax is the least of the problems. It is the school, but however, we still have to consider we have to pay it as residents. And that is what's killing us. And that is unfortunate, but what's going to be happening in a couple of years when Fremont drops out? That is going to cost us more as far as school, which takes away from my pocketbook and makes it harder for me to pay my taxes. As seniors, there's a lot of us living on a very, very fixed income, and we understand the services that the town is giving us, which are damn few. However, you're doing the best you can, I understand, but you still have to understand that we as residents have to pay that school tax. So, my house needs something, I have to budget it. I cannot just say I need it, I want it, and I'm going to start buying it. The town has got to do something about pulling in businesses that give tax breaks to the residents, brings in taxes, and unfortunately, you haven't done that. And that's what I have to say. And I think the people of Newton need to understand what's going to happen in a couple of years when Fremont is no longer a part of the school system. I know they're not part of the district, but they have been paying. And we're not going to be getting their money. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Alice.
So to Alice's concern, I'm also the ex officio on the planning board. We are doing the best that we can with trying to get businesses in Alice. We've got a bunch of new buildings and companies that are going in over off the 125 development, off of the Puzzle Lane. Huge portion of what we have for commercial development is starting to take place. So that will be some tax revenue that will be coming in. However, like I just said,
We'll see you later.
it's the same thing for the land. Our commercial property that's able to be developed is limited. So we have been working with the developers as best we can to ensure that everything is being built, by the federal, state standards, the town standards, so that we can get some more revenue into the town. But thank you very much for your time.
You want to call Johnny?
Yep.
Joe? Huh? I'll call Johnny. Hold on. Are you calling him, Robin?
John, hold on, buddy.
Or you can call that same number.
I'll share it again.
Pick Trish up when they left. I wonder if they went to pick Trish up when they left. I don't know.
All right, all right. Okay, go ahead.
Nothing came through.
She was adamant.
No. She would have driven. She would have driven.
You there?
I can with, I'm here, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So I just wanted to make the comment that I think the town is doing everything they can within their power, within their budget, and I think the hindrance is the school, and I think a big portion of this needs to go give information to the residents on how to bring this school tax down. Because the fact of the matter is that we're paying outrageous high rates in taxes for a top-tier school system, and we're not receiving a top-tier school system. And I know that's not the town's fault, but I think in this forum where we have so much interaction with the town, helping our residents understand how to get active in attending the school board meetings and attending those budget meetings and figuring out a way to get that rate down is only going to benefit the town as a whole. And that's all I wanted to really comment on, because I know everything's tight and I know everybody busts their butt in town to get everything right and to get us what we need. And the fact of the matter is, I think we all know that the school taxes are crippling all of us. And it would be one thing if we're getting what we're paying for, but we're paying outrageous prices for subpar services. So understanding that and being able to attack that as a community, as a whole, is something that we collectively, the residents, need to do, and getting that information out to the town and the residents on how to make that happen, I think is instrumental in making this all more palatable.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Hi again. I'm going to say something that might be very unpopular at the moment. This public hearing is about the land purchase. And we're getting way off track.
Yes, we are.
Way off track. I understand the tax implements and all of that, but we're right now trying to focus on buying the land and everybody's concerns. The talk about school taxes is for another meeting. If this were a formal meeting, I would say point of order, you're all out of order, and can we move along? This was supposed to be a 15-minute information session to tell you all what we want to do. There will be more meetings on this, regular public hearings, deliberative session, where you can talk your hearts out about what we're doing.
I think there's more people here tonight than at deliberative.
There is, and I don't want to cut anybody short, but we're trying to focus on just the land and what we want to do, what it's going to cost, mull that over. Yeah, we know about the taxes, and they're high, and I know unpopular for me to say, can we just move this along?
No
Thank
problem.
you, MJ. So with that being said, anybody else? There being none, we will, you guys all good?
Yeah, we're good. Thank you very much.
We'll close this portion of the public hearing.
Yep.
Take a 5-minute recess.
Take a break.
Take a recess for 5
Yep,
minutes.
take a 5-minute recess.
Is this still public? Or have you guys closed?
You can stay if you like. In public, but it's not public like,
It's not the hearing, it's the regular selectmen meeting.
Okay, I just didn't know if we had like closed for.
No, it's just the normal stuff that we go through now.
Cool.
Well, where'd everyone go? I know, really.
All right, we ready?
Citizens input.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are now in the regular selectmen's meeting portion. At this point, any citizens' input based on what's on the agenda for the rest of the meeting tonight?
Why do we have an echo?
No citizens input.
This is citizens.
Yeah,
Administrator's report is.
that's next.
Next.
All right, there being none,
We'll move on to
we'll
citizens.
move on to the administration.
Okay, so,
The speakers are on that computer. Yes.
I received 2 contracts. One I received, we didn't get it on this on time, but I received it late today. But the first one is just our regular contract with our assessor. Nothing is really changing. The amount is the same. It's already budgeted for. It's just a matter of you guys needing to accept it and signing.
We need a motion.
Yes.
Make a motion to accept the TA's proposal and on the assessors contract.
Second.
Motion by Joe, seconded by Dan. I don't think Mike's still with us, is he?
Yeah, but he can't talk, so just keep
Yeah.
going.
All right, so, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That would be unanimous.
And I'll give this to you later to sign. The second one that I just got is the R.W. Gillespie in our site monitoring for the landfill and the
Yep.
water.
Yep.
Our permit with the state just got redone. So everything is pretty much the same except for the new permit and I guess the needs that go with that permit. But the amount doubled.
Ooh. From what to what?
It was 26,000, now it's 43.
Why the rapid increase? Did they give any justification for that?
It's the fees, so what I had done was I took last year's, what? Oh. It's the analysis, of the required samples. That is what has greatly increased.
No.
The fees for that.
Wow.
And this is we have to do it mandated by law.
Right.
So I'll be raising that line item in the budget. But I'm also going to call them and double check with them because I got this so late today, I couldn't
Yep.
call them. Because that just is,
When is the contract up?
I
You're
think it's
talking for
February.
Gillespie,
I believe
right?
it's February.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that you need
look
to
around.
go out
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
get some other companies.
Definitely.
Okay.
Because of how much it is and because of the
It's
other
the
things
almost-
that we were trying to get handled.
Yep,
So I would say go out and get some quotes.
okay.
Yeah, we had talked about that.
Because you can even share with them that contract that shows what what we need this other company to do.
Yep,
So they know what it is, and I would have them quote it. We just had, different companies in town doing that other gentleman's house, so.
Yeah.
I really suggest we go out.
yeah, because that was a shocker. Like, this came in at, right at, before 5, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what?
So, yeah, I actually would like you to go out to quotes, and when is our last day before the budget hearing? The public hearing on the budget, not deliberative.
The end of this month, right?
26th?
Yeah, we just looked at it,
I
actually.
would try to urge whoever you're trying to get a quote from to get us a number before then.
Yeah, I think,
That way, if we know it's gonna be double, we can include that in our budget,
Right.
but if theirs is only half of the increase or whatever, we can adjust the budget
right,
according to
accordingly.
that.
Yeah. January 26th, last day to post warrant budget and default budget at polling places, town clerk's office, and
Yeah,
town.
so I suggest we definitely try to get a hard number from other
I'll
companies
do it first
before
thing
then.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll send stuff out.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yep, that'll work. Anything else?
We had year end. just working on actuals and making sure all the year-end bills are paid so that we have good year-end numbers. Yeah.
I think last year I had sent an email, I think, out to all the department heads, giving them like a day. Any bill you give me after this day, that's it.
It's 2026, yep.
Right, so I don't know if you've done that yet, or?
No, because I wasn't here. But
That's
just
true.
from experience, it's that mid-month is when we stop getting bills, yeah.
Yeah. I would just tell them if they don't have it in on time, that it's coming out of their personal account, that's
Yep.
all.
Yeah, they'll like that.
Yeah. Good deal.
So that's it.
Thank you.
Very good, thank you.
Fire department.
Fire Department, monthly update, Chief, if you would be so kind.
Good evening, Board.
Good evening, Chief.
I'll just give you a quick rundown for the December. Once again, for the month of December, there was 61 calls for service, which does not count burn permits, life safety plan reviews, inspections, etc., everything else the fire department does. The biggest one, as always, is EMS. And just a few points. On the 5th, Plastow Fire was requested to assist Newton Engine 2 with a smoke investigation at the charter school. On the 15th, Kingston Fire Plastow ALS was requested to assist Newton A2 Car 1 with a rollover with entrapment on Whittier Street. Also on the 15th, Kingston Fire was dispatched for a fire alarm on Jacob Way. On the 24th, Kingston Fire was requested to assist Newton A2, Ambulance 2, I'm sorry, with a rollover on Amesbury Road. Also on the 24th, Plastow Ambulance was requested with Plastow Fire for another MVA on Smith Corner Road. On the 24th, Amesbury Ambulance was requested to do a medical for the town at Packet Meadow Drive. On the 25th, Kingston Fire, Plastow ALS was requested to assist Tank 4 with our third rollover on New Boston Road, North Main Street. On the 26th, Amesbury Ambulance and Plastow ALS was requested to assist Forestry 1 and Deputy Cook, Newton C3, with a medical on South Main Street. And the department is continuing to do its joint medical training with Kingston and East Kingston. And hopefully next month we'll have 3 members that have completed, I think it's next month, either February or March, they will be completing their pro board requirements for Fire Officer 1.
Great. Awesome.
Very good. And as everybody heard, and I hope they were paying attention, a lot of rollovers and accidents. This is the winter time. Mike does a phenomenal job taking care of the roads, the State Department taking care of them. But at night, the roads start to ice up and stuff. We need to slow down, people. Some of these people were seriously hurt and injured and or distracted driving, because some of those accidents were in decent weather too. So please, slow down. Everything will be there when you get there. Thank you, Chief.
No problem. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Chief.
Forest Fire payroll, Joe?
I move to approve the 2025 forestry payroll for a total of $162, which includes payment for Ralph Estabrook in the amount of $118 and $44 to be issued to Robert Zelinski.
Second.
Motion by Joe, seconded by Dan, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Rate increase for fire for Tucker Carlisle.
Authorize a wage increase for firefighter Tucker Carlson from $20 hourly to $21.50 based upon earned certification.
Second.
Motion by Joe, seconded by Dan, all in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Discussion on House Bill 314. So this came up earlier last year, and it had a lot to do with HMA and outside resources, one of which most of the towns here in New Hampshire use to get their training and receive their training for the ZBA, the planning board, even in our offices, whether it's Paula or Robin and Mary Jo and Tony. And this bill, if passed, would oppose us being able to put in the budget to pay for training so that everybody is up to date and aware of the new federal, and you hear me say this all the time, federal and state laws and rules that go into effect, as well for especially the ZBA and the planning board, so that everything is done legitimately and up to par. And that was a huge thing about that. And it was also about, they also step up when they, as a, what do you say, and propose when the state is getting together and puts all these bills in place, and they bring to their attention certain facts about the bills to where they would hurt the towns and all of that. And they try to put their 2 cents worth in and show them where they might need to change that or not do it. So I, as the head of the select board, sent a letter to our representatives opposing that, so that we would be able to continue to be able to support our staff and pay for any training that needs to be done and anything that is looked at. Because I think one of the key things is that I wanted to bring up about it is that sometimes, like we talk about in town, we don't know about everything that goes on in the state when they're proposing all these House bills, because like this year there was hundreds of them. And sometimes some of them fly under the radar, and they let the towns know about what's going on. So just like what happened in this case, we're able to read it and then go to the representatives ourselves and oppose these bills and tell them why we feel that it would hurt and diminish our ability to be able to function as a board and a town. So enough of that.
Well, was this sent to all three of our representatives, or
What's that?
was this sent to all three of our
Yes.
representatives? Awesome.
Yeah, I had Robin send it out to all of
Well,
them.
thank you for doing that on behalf of the town.
So that was that.
Food pantry.
We had a wonderful anonymous food pantry donation of $300. We would like to thank whoever did it. And I know, like what was said, there are a lot of people in town that are feeling the pinch, and that every little bit that's donated to that is certainly used.
So
Joe?
with that said, I move to accept and expend unanticipated funds for the food pantry in the amount of the total of $300 from an anonymous donor pursuant to RSA 31:95-B.
Motion by Joe, seconded by Dan, all in favor? Aye. That's unanimous. Consent agenda, Joe?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Joe, seconded by Dan, all in favor?
Aye.
And that would be unanimous. Action items, new old business. Transfer station vouchers for the year will be getting mailed out roughly the end of this week, next week. So if you've been collecting a lot of stuff that you need to get rid of, you can, or hold on to it in the, you know, if you're one of those people in the fall that do a cleanup and you can use it then. It's good throughout the whole year. I believe the color is going to be green. So you'll receive those in the mail. And I know that we've had in the past, just an FYI, some people that rent, you probably will not receive one to your house because what happens is the billing, not the billing, the mailing goes to the owners of those residents. So you might want to talk to your landlord if they received it so that you could possibly use it and do whatever you need to do to keep your property clean that you're renting. All right, anything else, gentlemen?
I'm good.
Dan?
Yeah, we need to move into non-public. I'm trying to figure out which ones it's voiced upon.
It's B.
B. I move to go into non-public under 91AB, reason B, hiring and firing of public.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. That would be unanimous. That now closes the regular portion of the meeting, and we are going to go into non-public. Thank you, everybody.